Students, good morning. Last video lectures we have already discussed about the general syllogistic rules. Today we will discuss about the figure and mood of the syllogism. We have already discussed the figure and moods. We have constructed the 256 possible moods, out of which we have to test how many are valid in the first figure and how many are valid in the second figure. In this way, we have to calculate the combinations, out of which these combinations which are valid and which are invalid. That we will discuss. The determination of valid moods of the first figure. Determination valid moods of the first figure. Valid moods of first figure. We are having constructed the possible moods. Possible moods means from A, E, I, O, E, A, E, I, O, I, A, E, I, O, A, E, I, O. These are the 16 possible modes. And out of the 16 possible modes, we have to test how many are valid and how many are invalid in the first figure. In all figures, first of all, we have to determine out of these 16 possible modes, which are invalid in all figures. We have already discussed the general syllogistic rules. The general syllogistic rule determines the valid modes which is valid for all figures. Which modes are valid for all figures. By application of these general syllogistic rules, we have to eliminate how many are not at all valid, in which case these no conclusion can be drawn, which are invalid in all figures. First of all, as per the rules, if both the premises be negative, no conclusion can be drawn. In this ground, from EE, no conclusion can be done. From EO, E is universal negative, O is particular negative, from both are EO negative, no conclusion can be drawn. And in this rule, OE both are negative, no conclusion can be drawn. OO both are negative, no conclusion can be. Both the premises, major premise O, minor premise O, both are negative, no conclusion can be drawn. In this case, major premise O proposition, minor premise E proposition, no conclusion can be drawn. In this case, both are E proposition, major and minor, no conclusion can be drawn. Here, major premise E, minor premise O, both are negative, no conclusion can be drawn. In this way, there is no possible. This is not possible in all figures. First figure, second, third, fourth figure. In all figures, there is no possibility of any conclusion. So in this way, these are not valid for all figures. Then, if both the premises be particular, no conclusion can be done. On this ground, we can eliminate O, I, both are negative. So both are particulars, particular affirmative and particular affirmative. Both are particular premises, no conclusion can be drawn. Here both the premises are particular, no conclusion can be drawn. I, both are premises particular, no conclusion can be drawn. In this way, we can eliminate these are the invalid figures. Then, from particular major and negative minor, no conclusion can be drawn. Here, this major premise is particular, minor premise is negative, no conclusion can be drawn in this way. Then we can eliminate this. There are only 4, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 possible modes. Out of these 8 possible modes, we have to test how many are valid in the first figure and how many are valid in the second figure and third and fourth figure. That we will discuss. A, E. We have to write down this unit. A. sorry A A A E A I A O E A E I A O A. Out of the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Out of these 8 possible modes, we have to determine how many are valid in the first figure and how many are valid in the second figure, third figure, fourth figures. That we will discuss. We have to construct the valid modes. First of all, what is the position of middle term? What is the position of middle term? Just a minute. There is a shortage of ink. Okay, we have to decide valid modes of the first figure. What is the position of middle term in the first figure like this? Measure premise MP SM SP in this way. Accordingly, we have to test the validity of A. From A is the major premise, A is the minor premise. All M is P, all S is M. Therefore, we have to deduce the conclusion. Major premise is universal affirmative, minor premise is universal affirmative. When both the premises are affirmative, the conclusion must be affirmative. When both are universal, the conclusion must be universal. Conclusion is universal, affirmative means A proposition. All S is P. A proposition distributes subject term only. A proposition subject. First of all, we have to see whether there is a violation of a logical rules. We have 10 general syllogistic rules. We have to apply all the rules, possible rules, to test the validity of this argument. First of all, the middle term must be distributed at least once in the premise. Here, the middle term is distributed in major premise. A proposition distributes subject term. Middle term occupies in the subject term, subject place in the major premise. So there is no violation of any undistributed. There is no fallacy of undistributed middle. Then we have to go for the conclusion. In the conclusion, only subject term is distributed. Subject term means it is the minor term. The minor term is distributed in the conclusion. It must have to be distributed in the minor premise. It has already been there, distributed. So minor premise distributes subject. Minor term is distributed subject in the minor premise, and it is also distributed in the conclusion. There is no fallacy of illicit minor. Therefore, it is a valid mode in the first figure. Its name is Barbara. You see, there are 3 vowels A, E, I, O. A is the first vowel, second vowel, third vowel. This is the major premise, A is the minor premise, and A is the conclusion. A. Its name is Barbara. Is a valid mode in the first figure. Then from AE. From AE, all M is P, no, S is M, therefore conclusion. We have to universal affirmative, this is universal negative. When both the premises universal, the conclusion must be universal. We can also deduce a particular conclusion, but first of all we have to deduce a universal conclusion. If there is any fallacy, then we have to change the quantity. But when both are universal, the conclusion must be universal. When one is affirmative and another is negative. According to the rule, if one premise be negative, the conclusion must be negative. So conclusion must be negative. Universal negative. Universal negative means E proposition. No, S is P. Then we have to see the distribution of terms. A proposition distributes subject term. E distributes both subject and predicate. E proposition distributes both subject and predicate. You see, here both, first of all you have to see middle term is distributed or not. Middle term is distributed in both the premises. There is no fallacy of undistributed middle. Then we have to go for the conclusion. In the conclusion, both subject and predicate term are distributed. Both major term and the minor term are distributed in the conclusion. We have to see whether these two terms are distributed in the premises or not. Here this minor term is distributed in the conclusion, it has been distributed in the minor premise. The major term is distributed in the conclusion, but it is not distributed in the major premise. Why? Because a proposition distributes subject only. Major term occupies in the predicate place. So it has not been distributed in the major premise. But it is distributed in the conclusion. So this is a fallacy of illicit minor. Illicit major. Fallacy of illicit major. Here there is a fallacy of illicit measure. Here there is a fallacy. We can also change the quantity instead of universal. If we make it particular, particular means O proposition. O proposition is to predicate term. The same fallacy will also arise. Even if we change the quantity, the same fallacy will arise because O proposition distributes predicate only. So there is no possibility of any conclusion in case of AE. From AE, no conclusion will be derived. Therefore, AE is not a valid mode in the first figure. It is not valid in the first figure. Then AI, all M is P, sum S is M. Conclusion is, here it is universal affirmative, it is particular affirmative. When both are affirmative, the conclusion must be affirmative according to our general syllogistic rules. Then one is universal, another is particular. One premise is universal, another premise is particular. If one premise is particular, so the conclusion must be particular. Conclusion must be particular. The conclusion will be particular affirmative means I proposition. Sum S is P. I proposition, then distribution of terms. A proposition distributes subject only. I proposition distributes neither subject nor predicate. I proposition distributes neither subject nor predicate. Here the middle term is distributed in one of the premises, that is major premise. So there is no fallacy of undistributed middle. Then in the conclusion there is no distribution of any term, so there is no need of any distribution of the major premise or minor premise, because neither the major term nor the minor term is distributed in the conclusion. So this is a valid mode in the first figure. From AI we can deduce the conclusion I. This mode is a valid mode. Its name is DARI, D-A-R-I-I. First major premise, minor premise and conclusion. A-I-A, DARI. This is a valid mode in the first figure. From A-I we deduce the conclusion I. Then A-O. A-O. All M is P, sum S is not M. It is universal affirmative. This is particular negative. One premise is affirmative, another premise is negative. According to the rule, if one of the premises be negative, the conclusion must be negative. Here the conclusion must be negative. If here one premise is universal, another premise is particular. If one premise is particular, the conclusion must be particular. Then the conclusion will be particular negative. Particular negative means O proposition. Sum S is not P. Then distribution of terms: A proposition distributes subject term, O proposition distributes predicate, O proposition distributes predicate. Here you see the middle term is distributed in both the premises, major premise and minor premise. So there is no fallacy of undistributed middle. Then we have to see the distribution terms in the conclusion. In the conclusion, major term is distributed. Major term is distributed in the conclusion, but it has not been distributed in the major premise. So major term is distributed in the conclusion without being distributed in the major premise. This is a fallacy of illicit measure. Illicit measure. Here fallacy because no conclusion can be drawn. Middle term is distributed here, but major term is distributed in the conclusion. O proposition distributes sub predicate term. Predicate means it is a major term. Major term is distributed in conclusion, but it is not distributed in major premise. The major premise, the major term is not distributed in major term premise and but distributed in the conclusion. So it leads to the fallacy of illicit measure. From AO, no conclusion can be drawn. It is a invalid mode. So this is not possible in case first figure. From AO, we do not deduce any conclusion. Then EA. EA. No. M is P. All. S is M. This is universal negative, universal affirmative. When one premise is negative, another is affirmative, one premise is negative, the conclusion must be negative. When both are universal, the conclusion must be universal. The conclusion will be universal negative means E proposition. E means no S is P. No S is P. Then distribution terms, E proposition distribute both subject and predicate term. A proposition distribute subject term. E proposition distribute both subject and predicate. You have to see here the middle term is distributed once in the premise. There is no fallacy of undistributed middle. Then we have to see the premise. In the conclusion, both major term and minor terms are distributed. Major term is distributed in the conclusion. It has been also distributed in the major premise. Similarly, the minor term is distributed in the conclusion. It has also been distributed in the minor premise. So this is a valid mode. In the first, from EA we get the conclusion E. EA we get the conclusion E. It is a valid mode in the first figure. Its name is Celarent. Celarent, R-E-N-T. Celarent, C-L-E-L-A-R-E-N-T. E-A-E. Major premise, minor premise, Celarent. That is a valid mode in the first figure. Then EI. EI. No. M is P. Some. S is M. Here, major premise is universal negative. It is particular affirmative, minor premise. One premise is negative, the conclusion must be negative. Here one premise is universal, another premise is particular. So if one premise is particular, the conclusion must be particular. The conclusion will be particular negative. Particular negative means O proposition. This is some S is not P. Some S is not P. From EI we are deriving the conclusion. E proposition is to both subject and predicate. I proposition is to neither subject nor predicate. O proposition is to predicate. You see, the middle term is distributed once in the premise, here in the major premise. Then there is no fallacy of undistributed middle. Then in the conclusion, major term is distributed. P means magic of O proposition distribute predicate term. This is the major term. The major term is distributed in the conclusion. It has been also distributed in the major premise because E proposition distribute both subject and predicate. Then here both the subject major term is distributed in conclusion, so also it is distributed in major premise. There is no fallacy of illicit measure. So this is a valid mode. From EI we get the conclusion, got the conclusion O. This is a valid mode in the first figure. Ferio, its name is F-E-R-I-O. E-I-O. Ferio. From EI we got the conclusion O. Then IA and OA. IA. Some M is P. All S is M. You see here particular affirmative. This is universal affirmative. When both the premises are affirmative, the conclusion must be affirmative. When one premise is particular, other is universal, so the conclusion must be particular. The conclusion must be particular affirmative means I proposition. Some S is P. Here I proposition distribute neither subject nor predicate. A proposition distribute subject. I proposition is neither subject nor predicate. Here the middle term is not distributed neither in the major premise nor in the minor premise. So this is a case of fallacy of undistributed middle. This is a fallacy of undistributed middle. Middle term, why? Because middle term is not distributed neither in the major premise nor in the minor premise. I proposition is neither subject nor predicate. Major premise, in the major premise middle term is not distributed. In the minor premise, A proposed to subject only, middle term occupies in the predicate place. So middle term is distributed neither in the major premise nor in the minor premise. So this leads to the fallacy of undistributed middle. From IA, no conclusion is possible. Then OA, some M is not P, all S is M. It is particular negative, it is universal affirmative. When one premise is negative, another is affirmative, the conclusion must be negative. Here one premise is particular, another premise is universal. When one premise is particular, the conclusion must be particular. The conclusion will be particular negative. Particular negative means O proposition. Some S is not P. O proposition distribute predicate only. A proposition subject, O proposition predicate. Here middle term is not distributed in any of the premises because O proposition distribute predicate only, middle term occupies the subject place. Here minor premise A proposition is subject, minor premise middle term occupies in the predicate place. So middle term is not distributed neither in the major premise nor in the minor premise. So it leads to the fallacy of undistributed middle. Undistributed middle. Out of these 8, we got only 4 valid moods in the first figure. Barbara, Silaren, Dari, Silaren, Ferio. These are only 4 valid moods in the first figure. These are the valid moods in the first figure. Thank you. We will discuss the second figure, valid moods of second figure in the next lecture. Thank you.